moved into the IUPUI townhomes.
Right.
And it was me and my current roommate, Reed, and then like catty corner to us, I guess would be the best terminology, diagonal from us was my other roommate, David, and then his roommate. And the way the townhomes are set up is they're a big square, and your front door leads outside the apartment and your back door leads into the shared courtyard that all the townhomes in that little square share. And there's like 8 townhomes per square. We were unpacking. We had just moved in. Our parents had left and everything. And all of a sudden we hear a scream of joy and we're like, what's going on? And David's roommate, Chris, comes running over with a little box in his hand. And we're like, what do you got? And he's like, okay, well, let me tell you the story. So, you know how we have the tiled ceilings? We were like, yeah. And he's like, I wanted to see what was up there. And we were like, why? What could have possibly inclined you to want to go up there? And he's like, doesn't matter. He popped his head up in there and he found some rat poison. So like the real good stuff that could possibly cause cancer.
Oh, nice. Carcinogens.
Of course. Right. But then he saw a rectangle and he's like, ooh, what's that? And he counted the amount of tiles, walked over to it, poked his head up through that and grabbed it. And when he told us that, he showed us this red VHS tape. And it said, if I remember correctly, it was like Buttman's Famous Big Titty Babes or some along those lines.
Hold on, I gotta Google this.
Maybe it wasn't Buttman. What?
Incognito mode. You said Buttman's? Like,
I don't think it's Buttman's. Crap. Let's see if I can find this.
Was it Buttman's Big Tit Adventure?
No.
Because that's the first thing that popped up. Classic movie, Natural's Buttman's Big Tit Adventure. I'm glad that incognito mode exists. Adventure,
yeah, really?
VHS images.
And that's when your mom walked in.
Well, it's a good thing because I'm in the back of the house and they could look through the back window, but I don't think anybody's gonna be going outside at the moment. We're getting pelted by the storm at this time. I could not find a red VHS tape, but that is the first thing that popped up was Buttman's Big Tit Adventure.
I don't remember it being Buttman's Big Tit Adventure.
I mean, maybe Buttman is a series. I wonder that if it was a tape, I wonder how long it was up there.
We Googled it and it was from the 1990s. It might have been Buttman's. Okay, John Buttman.
Did any of you guys have a VHS player?
Okay, let me get to the story. Let me do this research very quick. I feel like this was the guy. Was it Buttman's Big Titty?
I feel like I found him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
See, the problem is it wasn't in its original box. It was just the VHS tape.
Right, yeah.
If I could see the intro, because the intro sticks with you.
So you guys did watch it.
We'll get there. I can't believe I'm rewatching this.
Things we did not expect for distorted entertainment.
This is definitely entertainment, and it is quite distorted.
Ooh-wee, 240p porn.
No, this takes place during... This might have been it.
Do any of you still own the tape?
Well, I'll get there. Don't worry about it. You got... Stop rushing perfection.
Okay, well... So we donated the tape to a local Goodwill.
The Adventures of Buttman is regarded today as one of the most important adult films.
No.
That's what this says.
I can't... Hold on. Now I have to Google what are the most important adult films. Nope, this is from HuffPost. Oh, Mitch, I found a list.
You're not doing that list.
AVN's The 101 Greatest Adult Tapes of All Time.
I'll find out if Buttman's on there.
I'm going to click on it and look. Welcome to the Distorted Entertainment Watch Along.
But why is there one called Buttman's Revenge? What?
Buttman's Revenge is the best title I've ever heard.
Well, it's even worse because I have a friend whose nickname is Buttman.
Button. Here we go. Number 8 on the top 101. Buttman's European Vacation, and
This
also
just sounds like a really nice family movie.
And then number 39, The Adventures of Buttman. I
there we
refuse
go.
to believe that Rocco Animal Trainer 3 has an 8-star review.
Possibly though. I think it was just Big Tit Adventure. I just remember his famous Big Titty Babes.
Okay, I've actually heard of all of these. This is what I meant by popularity. I wanted rating because I've heard of the movie Deep Throat. Actually, it's Cinema Snob reviewed it along with Debbie Does Dallas. I don't know. I want what's the best rated? Oh, IMDb rating. Here we go. Seriously, Rocco Animal Trainer 3 is the best rated porn on all of IMDb. But with Buttman's European Vacation coming in at a hot number 2.
Some of my family listens to this. I don't know if I want this on here.
Do they actually listen? None of my family listens to it, except maybe my brother-in-law.
Aunt does.
Oh,
you know what? I don't care. I'm
whatever. She watches porn.
Probably. I'm a 26-year-old guy, in the 21st century.
Well, look, we have internet. We've seen boobs. I mean, if you want to count it, our top 100, the Rolling Stone top 100 list, I'm pretty sure had. Oh
wait! I think I found it. I think I found it.
This is not what I expected the intro of this episode to be. The Wikipedia page, the golden age of porn.
Ah, beautiful. I'm really upset that I'm excited that I found this. But I think I found it.
I'm finding things that I did not expect to find. Oh yeah, Last Tango in Paris. That's that movie where the Godfather gets fingered.
Wait, what?
Have you never heard of the movie Last Tango in Paris? No. Marlon Brando and the other person in it hated the film. They said the director made them feel very uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure Marlon Brando, the woman star, because I forget her name. Let me go look. It was Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider. I'm pretty sure there's a scene where Maria Schneider had to put her fingers in Marlon Brando's butt.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he take that?
I don't know. I don't like reading about this movie. It's very weird.
You should probably stop then.
I should probably stop.
Buttman's favorite Big Tit Babes. I was close.
You were close, admittedly.
I was close. So, yeah, we found that and we're like, whoa, ancient porn.
Ancient? I don't think that counts as ancient.
I think it came out in 2001 or something.
It was 1989, I think. Now I have to pull up the thing again. No, you have it pulled up.
Wait. 2003.
Oh, okay. All right. It was a little newer.
And you can get it on DVD now.
Ooh. So they ported it.
Well, yeah.
Could I get a Blu-ray release, please? It's a classic. Oh, God.
But anyways, so we were like, we got to this is a monumentous occasion. We have found gold. And so we were like, okay, how can we watch this? And we're like, none of us have a VHS player. And then David's like, well, our friend, and I'll change their name, Samantha has one. And we were like, Samantha, huh?
Oh,
do you think she'll let us borrow it? And he's like, you know what? I think we can do one better. And so I'm not even kidding you. We might as well have printed out flyers for fucking viewing because we had this place fucking catered. It was at the it was what was that apartment complex that opened up on the canal?
I don't know.
I think it was 9 on on the canal or something like that. It was like brand new, fully furnished, cost a ridiculous amount of money. But I mean, then again, all utilities plus fully furnished, like,
right.
Part of me was like, yeah, okay, I get why it's that expensive. Plus, it's right off of the canal. And so I'm not kidding. We had this thing fully catered, snacks and chips.
I think I heard about this event. I didn't go.
Big screen TV. I hooked up the VHS player. All the friends from freshman year were there.
How many people were there for this viewing?
Okay, give me a second. There was me.
My God.
5, 6. I want to say at least 10, if not more.
10 people to look at the pixely porn that you found in the ceiling.
Dude, it's ceiling porn. Like, of course.
It's my favorite genre.
And so it's like, we're playing it. Of course, even though we're all like, we're adults, we can handle this. We're all awkward at the same time. And like, every guy has a pillow, just in case you need to hide something.
Of course. Got to keep it classy.
Of course. Like, this wasn't a raunchy viewing. We were doing this for science, not for pleasure. And let me tell you, it was not pleasurable to watch. Anyways. And so like, we all have our snacks, we're eating, we turn it on, and it just starts out really fucking creepy. It's like night, it's super dark, and this guy is just following this girl, basically like, hey, you want to be in a porno? And we're like,
is this a snuff film?
It gets really creepy. He keeps asking, and she says no, and we're like, do we need to take this to the police? Did we find something that's
should we turn this in?
I'm just like, in my head, I was like racing. I'm like, oh my God, is this one of those like freaking rated R films where like the person comes and tracks you down because they finally found out where their old tape is and they're trying to destroy the evidence, and like each one of us is going to get picked off and killed. But then she finally says yes, so it's fine.
Perfect. It's not like
we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's not.
No means no, ladies and gentlemen.
And so then it gets into the raunchy stuff, and it was gross. And so we would just it would be like 5 seconds, and then we would stop it. And we're like, ugh. It was, and then we're like, all right, let's fast forward a little bit, just see what happens. But the problem is VHS. So when you fast forward, it goes blue screen. So we fast forward a little bit.
You had a lower brand VHS player.
Yeah, I guess so. So we fast forward, and then you would press play, and it would be in a whole new scene and surprise and everything. You'd be like, pause, fast forward. And we did this for like a solid like 15 minutes. And then we were finally like, okay, this was a special occasion. We're done. Of course, it produced a whole bunch of Cards Against Humanity cards, write-ins and everything like that. I can't remember many of them. I think one of them was roast beef vagina, which was thought up by one of the girls that was there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this wasn't just all guys. There were ladies there. God,
look, I've not insinuated that women don't like porn. Never said that.
There was also one gay guy there. So,
look, porn caters to everybody,
I not this one.
Not
this one only. This one only caters to Buttman.
To Buttman. It's like the equivalent of that McCamey Manor. It's only for the guy that owns it.
Yeah, really. And so we didn't want this treasure to go to waste. We found a prized possession that brought all of us closer together. And so
you burned it.
We all signed it.
Oh God.
We signed it class of 2013 because we were all class of 2013.
Lit.
Put it back.
Same. You put it back.
We put it back in the ceiling. So if any of our listeners live in any of the townhomes, check your ceiling just in case.
We need to go back. We need to.
I've thought about it because I know exactly which one it is.
Dude, like legit. Once like COVID's over, it needs to be like a YouTube video. We show up at the place. It's like, sir, we need to see your ceilings.
We're wearing like inspection gear and everything just in case.
Sir, are you aware that there's a I mean, at this point, are you aware there's a 10-year-old? No, that's 20. It's 20 years old. It's 20 years old. Don't like it. I don't like it. I feel old.
Hey, you want to know what's even worse?
What?
We watched it 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's not. I don't like.
But yeah, so
that's a story. Jesus.
There's just a beautiful, absolute treasure sitting in that ceiling for someone who is dumb enough to be curious and look in their ceiling to find.
One of the 4 people that listen to us happens to live at that house. Yeah, in my last apartment in Jake's room, similar for some reason it was the only room that had tile ceilings. This place
I'm going
was
to
a
close
wreck.
the porn, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need the porn anymore. Over the
when I finally get a girlfriend.
It's okay, close it. We don't need it. Over the couple of years we lived in this house, one of the tiles in Jake's room continued to sag lower and lower and lower. And I don't have any explanation for this because we did not look. We were afraid to look. So there's possibly something dead in that house's ceiling. I'm not sure what it is. It's just that's what that reminded me of when he was looking in the ceilings. But yeah, that's.
I mean, you seriously? Did you guys never report or anything? Because that could have just been a leaking pipe.
No, we moved out. And I feel bad because like I just said screw. I was so sick of that place. I left like a couch there, and I mean, there's no way we were gonna get back our deposit anyway. So yeah, the porn's gonna be the intro of this episode.
Welcome to Distorted Entertainment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Distorted Entertainment. My name is Ethan Carpenter, and I'm joined by the ceiling porn plunderer, Mitchell Wade. Well, it wasn't him. It was his friend. But that was a fun story. How's it going,
I did
Mitch?
encourage it, though.
You did encourage it.
I'm the one that was like, let's put it back. It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum. We're going to go back. We're going to...
in the townhomes.
Yeah, exactly. Got to go find it and like encase it in concrete somewhere. It can't escape. We can't let the devil out. But yeah, Mitch, how's
when they open it, don't look it directly at it.
Don't look to if you get too close. That's a couple of Indiana Jones references in one little segment. Because the
beautiful.
Yeah. Belongs in the museum. I'm also a little tired. I apologize.
You know what's funny is I have been awake since like I want to say 4:00 yesterday.
And yet we're not recording until 10 p.m. So,
hey, you were at work. I was making dinner. Then I was eating my dinner.
I've been at home since like 7 p.m.
I was making my dinner.
It took you 3 hours to eat?
Oh, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I was sitting at my computer at like 9:30. I'm like, if it hits 10 o'clock, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like, I don't.
Show.
Well, I mean, I gotta wake up in the morning. The campus hasn't been closed yet due to the snowstorm, and even if
I actually
it is,
read something online about that. All classes are taking place online, but campus is still open.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could change by the morning, but even if it closes, I'm going to go into work anyway because I get that emergency pay.
Yeah, FedEx is giving anyone who comes in tomorrow an extra 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
I was like, wow, my life is worth like $80. Cool.
Welcome to the United States, baby. So yeah, so it's currently the February 15th. If this episode never goes up, it's because we're dead. Massive snowstorm over in Indiana.
I feel great, honestly.
I'm feeling okay.
Well,
to be honest.
the snowstorm killing us. Yeah, snowstorm.
The snowstorm. That sounds like a X-Men character. Well, there's already Storm. Never mind. Joke aborted. But yeah, guys, welcome to Distorted Entertainment. We have a lot of cool stuff to go over today. Mitch, I didn't even ask you before during our preamble because we were so preoccupied with
Enamored.
porn. Too. Yeah, gotta keep up that alliteration. Did you have any news or anything?
Gojira are being cucks.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you talk about that for a second?
Update. Gojira has officially announced their new album Fortitude and released the single Born for One Thing on February 17th, 2021.
Or rather, they're making me a cuck, teasing me. I'm simping hard. They're teasing something.
I don't like your metaphors.
That's okay. They're teasing something. It's very cruel. It's been like, what, 2016? It's almost been 5 years without a record. And all they're teasing is a bunch of symbols.
I mean, to be fair, they did drop a single last year.
A single that wasn't attached to an album. They literally said it wasn't for an album.
Yeah, but it was still music. Honestly,
I want a full album.
I know. I want one too, but like the thing is, it's not gonna be heavy. Or at least I don't think it is. I hope it is
than the heaviest matter of the universe.
Oh, dude, I'd be completely stoked for it, but let's not get our hopes up until we hear some teasers. It's just Meshuggah. Dude, I would listen to a Gojira Meshuggah collaboration in a freaking heartbeat. Don't test me with
there
that.
is one.
What?
I guess you don't know this. It's Gojira, Devin Townsend, and one of the guitar players from Meshuggah.
What?
It's called a Blood and Salt.
The Blood and Salt? Of Blood and Salt.
I didn't know you didn't know about this. Yeah,
I didn't. What record is this from?
It was from an a EP work in progress that never came to fruition.
So it's not on Spotify.
No, you can look up. They did release it, the EP, but it is literally one song. It's yeah.
Oh, nope, it's not on there.
Okay, well, it's on YouTube.
Well,
so there's
now
that.
I'm gonna have to find it. Yeah, when you look it up, there's a playlist that says Gojira of Blood and Salt, but it's literally just the discography that's currently on Spotify. Screw you, Jacob Bosket. Putting that together.
It's from the Sea Shepherd EP.
I see a whale in this video. There's a whale.
Do you know what Sea Shepherd is?
Is it a whale?
No, Sea Shepherd was a anti-whaling group that would stop Japanese whalers and dolphin killers. They had a show on, I believe, on Discovery for a while, and Gojira directly sponsors them.
Nice. Okay.
I've been to like 1 or 2 concerts where you can literally buy Sea Shepherd merch, and all the funds go to the Sea Shepherd Foundation. And they were going to do this large EP called Sea Shepherd. And they say that they're going to still do it, but
yeah, I just pulled up a article from 2017. Apparently, the hard drive that all the songs were on died. Oh,
that's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it says they're still trying. Who said this? Okay, I guess Joe says, we recorded 4 songs. 1 was released with Devin Townsend and Frederick Thorndahl. I'm going to have to listen to this song immediately after we're done recording. The song is called Of Blood and Salt, released in 2011. There's 3 other songs that were on a hard drive that crashed at the time, and it was a huge pain in the butt to retrack all of this, but it was done 3 years later. But we're on such a roll with the band, and we were doing an album going on tour that it was difficult to get back to that. But right now, as we speak, I have an engineer in my studio putting all this back together. Dude, theory. What if they're finally going to be releasing this?
No, I don't care.
I mean, to be honest, kind of the artwork I'm seeing on all of the stuff to have to do with that song looks like the stuff they're teasing.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's almost more likely.
Concerned, Gojira never released a teaser of any kind. I can't handle the letdown, man.
Well, I mean, that was certainly a thing. I did not realize that, and now I have a new thing to listen to later. So,
but I've always wanted a song where it is Meshuggah, but with Joe Duplantier guest vocals.
I don't think Gojira has really done any guest spots or anything, have they?
Yes, they have.
Have they?
Yeah. You still haven't listened to that one Devin Townsend album I keep telling you to listen to.
Which one? And I meant, I don't think Meshuggah as in a song under the name of Meshuggah doesn't really have any like featuring X person. Oh,
no, you said Gojira. Gojira hasn't been featured in anything.
Oh, I meant to say Meshuggah.
Oh, okay.
No, I meant I don't think Meshuggah has done anything like that. I don't think
so either. Gojira, Joe has a couple of places. He was in a Devin Townsend song called Sumeria from Deconstruction, which is a fantastic album. Deconstruction has so many fucking people on it. It's got Michael Ockerfeldt. It's got Joe Duplantier. It's got, I believe, a guy from the Dillinger Escape Program. Dillinger Escape Program.
Yeah, Escape Plan. I gotcha.
Yeah, I meant an Escape Plan. It's got the current singer from Nightwish. Let me go down the line because I'm not even kidding you. There was like so many people on that. And it is my favorite album by them.
I actually did listen to most of a Devin Townsend record since the last time we recorded. I listened to most of Ziltoid. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think I just didn't get to the last two songs before having to leave work. It was very funny. I really liked the humor in the album a lot. And it seems like Townsend is really good with humor, just in general. That being said, I also listened to a lot of Strapping Young Lad. Like I think inadvertently while I was doing Shipped, I listened to I think two of their records back to back without even noticing because I listened to their most popular songs on Spotify. And I think if you keep listening past the 10 most popular, it just starts their most recent album. And Strapping Young Lad's so good. I don't know if you've ever delved into them as much as his solo work.
I mostly have stuck to his solo stuff.
Gotcha.
Right, so here's everyone on it. Devin Townsend. Wow, surprise.
I'd rather him release an album that he's not on. Just put it under his name.
He's done mastering for some band. So there you go.
I mean, he's done that for Lamb of God.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the Lamb of God album. So there you go. You got what you wanted. Ryan Van Poederoyen. I can't pronounce that last name. Poederoyen. He's not from anything notably, but he did the drums. And then here we go. Dirk Verburen, who is the drummer for Megadeth.
Okay. Dirk. Dirk Blast.
Yeah. And he was ex-Soilwork, and he's also in Scarve. And he was drums on tracks 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Paul Kerr from November's Doom.
Never heard of him.
Doing vocals. You've never heard of November's Doom?
Nope.
It's one of Joey's favorite bands. Michael Ockerfeldt. Doing vocals on Stand. Fuck off. Isan from Emperor doing vocals on Uliar.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Giles Rogers, Between the Buried and Me, doing vocals on Planet of the Apes. Joe Duplantier
I've listened to that
vocals. Well, there you go. Doing vocals on Sumeria. Paul Masvidal, which is ex-Death and Cynic. Vocals on Sumeria. Greg Puciato, ex Dillinger, the Dillinger Escape Plan, vocals on The Mighty Masturbator. Floor Jansen from Nightwish, soprano vocals on Pandemic. Odarius Orungus from Gwar, vocals on Deconstruction. Frederick Thorndal from Meshuggah doing a solo on Deconstruction. Florian Magnus Mayar, I don't know this one, but he's from the bands The Hungry Gods, Dark Fortress, Non-Euclid, and Alkaloid. He did Undertones on Stand and The Mighty Masturbator. And the Prague Philharmonic Orchestra, which, if I remember correctly, is the same orchestra that does all of Septic Flesh.
Interesting. I'll have to check out that album sometime. I do know
it's so good.
I do know the song Planet of the Apes because I recall somebody in a YouTube comment section brought up the line "We all ripped off Meshuggah" or something. So I went and listened to that song. And this is before I was even into Meshuggah, so I didn't really get it at that point. But now I listen to that song, I'm like, okay, I dig this song a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out that record at some point because I've been listening to a lot more Devin Townsend recently.
So yeah, it's my favorite Devin Townsend album. The second being his newest one.
It's also so I've realized it's weird to try and figure out what album belongs to what subgroup. Because there's like Devin Townsend, then there's the Devin Townsend Project, and then the Devin Townsend Band, I think is another one. And then, so you got to figure out which one's under which when you're looking for it on Spotify, in my case.
Yeah, that I've never enjoyed. They play with the Philharmonic Orchestra of Prague. Cool. So yeah, that's the same group that records with Septic Flesh.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's a great album. Fantastic. I love how we got way off. Anyways, Gojira's teasing the hell out of me. I don't appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to it. If I had to guess, there's like a 75% chance it's just a new album, and I think a 25% chance is they're announcing the finishing of that EP that I just learned about. So
I also think there's maybe a 5% chance that it could be the Red Rocks DVD because they haven't released a DVD.
Bleh.
They just released it on YouTube. I mean, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
I mean,
because I was there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not live stuff is super hit and miss for me. I listened to a little bit of their live record that is L'Enfant Sauvages, which is it's not just like L'Enfant Sauvage live, like the whole thing. It's a mixture of all their stuff.
Right.
And it was okay.
The tour for L'Enfant Sauvage.
Yeah. Actually, I listened to all of that album the other day.
Thank God. It is fantastic.
It's very good. It's very good. I finally decided to do it because I just turned on the This Is Gojira playlist on Spotify, and Explosia came on, and it was the first time I've heard that song. And honestly, at first, other than the pick scrape, the very intro kind of reminded me of Death Atlas, in terms of like the chuggity chugs, and then of course, you know, the pick scrapes. But great song, really liked it, and then I was like, all right, I guess it's just time to listen to the rest of this record. Very good album. Now you don't have to give me that one.
Now I don't have to give you that one.
I still need to listen to all of Magma and all of the End of All Flesh. But otherwise,
The Way of All Flesh.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I've just been gushing about Gojira this past week. I've been listening to a ton of Gojira.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
No, I mean, they are probably like, I wholeheartedly agree. I think it was either Miles Kennedy or Mark Tremonti, one of the guys from Alter Bridge, said that they're probably the most important metal band right now. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree.
Fucking Mars. Wow. Wow. Lars fucking loves them.
Yeah. Same.
I think the rest, actually, I think all of Metallica loves them, but I know Lars really enjoys them. Which,
I mean, he sometimes has taste. Not often, but sometimes
has taste. I mean, I know he's got to be looking up to Mario since Drum Town.
Yeah, I don't think Lars would be able to play any of their stuff. But
Mario's ridiculous.
Know how kind of sick? Now I really want to have a Metallica Gojira collaboration. I think that'd be sick.
Be interesting.
It'd be interesting.
And then you do know they did a song with Randy Blythe, right?
Yeah, I did know that. That's off of Flesh, isn't it?
Yes, it's Adoration for None.
Yeah, I have not listened to that yet. The only song I really know off of there's two. It's Vacuity and
Toxic Garbage Island.
No, Sight to Behold.
Wow. Oh wow, that's actually one of the ones that I wouldn't have expected.
I really like A Sight to Behold.
Oh, it's a great song. I just like, in terms of songs popular on the album, it's Vacuity, Ouroboros, and Toxic Garbage Island, and that Toxic Garbage Island's probably the most popular off of that album.
I don't know if I know that one off the top of my head. I know Ouroboros, and I know Vacuity. I really love Vacuity. The bam, 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 bam.
It's a great song.
It's very good. Like, it's one of the I think I know The Art of Dying too. That's the one that starts with the it's mainly like percussion. It sounds like the drumsticks in the very beginning. Yeah, that was good
watched
too.
They have like a documentary of that album, and the percussion instruments that he used make no damn sense because they're not drums.
Interesting.
I think it's The Flesh Alive is what it's called. Let me see if I can make sure.
I recall that. Yeah.
Nah, this is not. This is just a live DVD.
Oh, have you seen the there was a YouTube video where they overlaid that classic thing of Queen where Freddie Mercury is interacting with the crowd and like call and response. They did that, but then they at the very end they overlay the Ouroboros. No,
I haven't. That's great.
Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Okay, so it is on The Flesh Alive. It just wasn't the video I was looking at. I'm gonna send you mine, and it's like go 40 seconds in.
Oh, I mean it's interesting, but like it's very similar to like it reminds me of how they used to get some sound effects back in the day for like cartoons or radio dramas. They would just kind of do whatever they needed to, like big sheets of metal, thin metal. If you would shake it, it would sound like a thunderstorm or something like that. Obviously, way different context to hear, but it's just kind of like I remember in one of the Nail the Mix things. I think for the band Loathe, we talked about them briefly because they topped Loudwire's like best album of last year or something like that, or best metal album. I forget which one. It was one of the two. They had a track on there for a fire extinguisher, and it was literally just them hitting a fire extinguisher with a drumstick. I'm like, I don't know where you're expecting me to put this in this mix to where you can hear it, but I'll try. But it's just kind of like, let's do whatever and try to make it sound good.
Right. Yeah, but that's all cool and good, and as much as I want to continue gushing over Gojira because, dear God, they're so good.
They are. They're a great band.
We should probably do other things.
Yes.
Other news.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I can't remember if we talked about it, but they announced the Mass Effect remaster.
We've discussed it when it was just rumors, I think.
Oh, okay. So they announced it. It's going to be released in, I believe, May. It is all 3 games. A ton of quality of life updates for the first game because it desperately needed it.
Right.
To things like the AI, the combat, all the DLC, except for one. And the one DLC they're not including is literally a like wave battle arena.
Right.
And I'm like, oh no, there's nothing I like more than just going through waves of enemies and getting a reward for it. Woo.
Ooh-wee.
Especially in a game that's more about its storytelling than its combat.
Right.
Woo. So, and the reason they're leaving that one out is the file got corrupted and they don't want to remake it.
Yay, apathy.
Well, it got corrupted way back in the day for PlayStation 3, and they would have to rebuild it for the PlayStation 3 instead of, because this isn't a,
from the ground up master.
Yeah, this is just a updated graphics, some improvement to AI and combat. The first game is the one that's getting the most update because I think that game was released in 2008.
Either 8 or 7. It was one of the two.
The original Mass Effect was November 2007. So, it needs the help in the work.
Right.
But, I'm excited as hell. It looks really good. And that they're charging $60 for it. Totally worth it.
It is 3 games.
It's 3 40 to 60 hour games.
But they only charged $40 for the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon remasters, and they were created again from the ground up. Bleh.
They're also easier to remake.
I don't know about that. They're shorter, but it was not just let's update the old graphics. It was from the ground up.
By easier, I just mean you don't have to deal with things like
storytelling
choice mechanics and storytelling.
Yeah, like that.
Because the one thing that made
emails. Look, there's story in those games. Don't post anything about it. We know.
One of the big things about those games, Mass Effect 1 was just good, but what made Mass Effect 2 and 3 great is all your choices carried over into those games. So if a character, was pissed off at you in the first game, congrats, they're still pissed off in the second one. Yeah, it was really cool. Back then, I don't know many games that have done that, and furthermore did that over a span of 3 games.
Yeah.
Telltale's Walking Dead's the only one I can think of.
The Telltale games in general, I would imagine. I can't.
The Batman one.
Yep. I played a lot of that one. It was good.
I forgot that one spanned over, I think, 3 different games.
I believe it was just 2. There was The Enemy Within, and then another one. I played through the first game up until chapter 5, and then I couldn't play it anymore because it was on old bandmate's PlayStation account.
Rough.
Yeah, I own it. I own it on PC. I should probably play it again at some point.
But yeah, I'm stoked about that. There was a page that was wow, all these games are getting remastered. Where's the Dead Space remaster? And I really would kill for a Dead Space remaster. It will never happen.
I want a Darkness remaster, the Darkness 1 and 2.
I would also really like that because those are really unique games.
They're very unique games, and the first one is only available on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. They never did a PC port.
They never did a PC port, but they did for Darkness 2 for some reason.
Yeah, that's probably just because it was newer. You can play it on the 360 version is backwards compatible on the Xbox consoles, which is awesome. And you can play it on PS3 on the new PlayStations via PlayStation Now. But the problem is PlayStation Now is just the PS3 version, and it's streamed. So there's input lag, and the PS3 version was the inferior version of the game because the PlayStation 3 wasn't as powerful as the Xbox.
Yeah.
But those are great games. I would make the Darkness 3, cowards. Do it.
Another game that I would kill for a remaster, even though it would probably give me PTSD, is Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh yeah, because people rave about that game, but I'm pretty sure I've had it spoiled to me for the point that I wouldn't be able to play it.
Oh, that's so I had a complete blind playthrough. I knew nothing about the game aside from you could use sand to kill people at certain moments, and that's all I knew. And I don't even remember buying it, but it was on my Steam library. Ha ha ha! Life of a PC gamer.
I'm pretty sure that's just one of those games that everybody owns. Like, you're born with it in your Steam library.
But it was like
TF2.
it was my sophomore year, and I was like, huh, that's a game. Like, yeah, I guess I'll play it. And I played it, and I was like, oh, look, it's a stereotypical third-person shooter. And then it started getting serious and dark. And then the scene happened. And then I couldn't stop playing after the scene. But I've never had a game made me feel so disgusting about what was happening.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty, like the Modern Warfare series, had a couple of moments where
Russian.
Like no Russian. I was just like, Granted, I was younger, so I didn't care as much as I do now, which is weird. You would think that would be more scarring younger, but I guess for me, it was more like, oh, hey, it's a video game mission, woo. Versus now I'm like, oh my God, the ethical implications.
Machine gun go brr.
I mean, pretty much.
It's weird. I used to feel bad playing GTA, but that's because I wasn't allowed to play GTA. So when I went to my friend's house to play it, I'd be like spraying people with fire truck hoses. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be doing this.
I wasn't, like, my parents were very open when it came to, whatever I did. Like, I mean, I played the original Doom with my dad when I was 3 and 4.
Right.
And, I played Quake and a whole bunch of other rated M games, Unreal Tournament, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
My dad, see, I tried to reason with my dad. He let me play teen games when I was 6. So,
man.
But the games were like Spider-Man 2 and the Hulk. By the way,
Spider-Man 2 was amazing.
It was a great game. I also really liked do you remember the 2003 Hulk game, the Hulk movie that was really, really boring with Eric Bana? The video game wasn't
I do know. I heard the game was pretty fun, but I never got it. I did have the Spider-Man 2.
I went back to play that game again. I'm like, this is so hard. How did I play this when I was a kid? All right. And then I remembered, oh yeah, cheat codes.
Right. The cool thing about the Spider-Man 2 game was that was the one that had the best swinging mechanics up until the PS4 one.
Mm-hmm. Some people would argue that Ultimate Spider-Man had it, but I replayed Ultimate Spider-Man for a video on my Good Night and Good Luck channel or series, and that game kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
People are like, it's the best game. Because I'm pretty sure they were just blinded by the fact that you can play as Venom and eat children. I'm like, don't get me wrong, it's really cool that you can eat children for like the first 5 minutes, and then you realize the game is the most repetitive piece of garbage in the world, and it's only 4 hours long. So
is that the one that had some like hilarious quick time events, like you were trying to save a lady and you dove into the fire?
Nope, that's Spider-Man 3.
Okay. See that's a good
that's
game
garbage
because it was bad.
Yeah. I was always bummed out because the PS3 version of that game let you play as the New Goblin. Similar to how the very first Spider-Man game, if you beat it legit with no codes, you could play as the Green Goblin.
Right.
But I never got to do that because I was bad. But what was I saying earlier?
Rated T games.
Yes, my dad let me play rated teen games when I was 6. So I'm like, well, what? That's 7 years before I was a teenager. So when I was like 11 or something like that, I was like, hey, so can I play like M games now? Because that's kind of how he's like, no, that's probably fair. Except for the Godfather. I did sneak playing the Godfather, and that game's great.
But I was allowed to play pretty much any game I wanted. Like, the only one that my mom was like, you were not allowed to play this was GTA. And
right.
I was fine with that. I never really had an interest in it anyways. And I'm sure if she knew about like Manhunt and Postal.
No, right.
I probably wouldn't have been allowed to play those, but I've never had an interest when I was younger. When like currently, like I'm just like, nah.
I actually played Postal 2 when I was younger, and but it was like 13, so I was in that phase where like edgy for the sake of edgy. You can put a cat on a gun and it's a silencer. I'm like,
even though
no,
it's
like
not.
that. It's not. It was very weird. But then again, like Postal 2 is fun if you just want like some chaos and don't take it seriously. And then I even bought Postal 4. It's currently in early access and it's janky, but it's it's interesting.
Right.
I mean, they're Running with Scissors is a local-ish, not to here, but they're an indie developer, and they got really screwed over by Postal 3 because they shipped it over to another developer in Russia because they were.
They even were like, "Don't play this; it's unplayable."
Oh yeah, they're like, "Yeah, don't play this game. Like, what are you doing?" And I kind of respect them for that. You know, we messed up. Don't play that game, and here's what we're doing now. I'm like, all right, cool.
So yeah, there were games that I had no interest in playing, but Grand Theft Auto was the only one my parents were like, nope, no, you can't. I was like, all right,
okay,
whatever.
So I just played Hit and Run instead.
God, but you know what was funny is I played all those like horrible Flash games.
Oh yeah, Skull Kid, Torture Game. I remember that one.
I remember playing the like launch the cat on the catapult.
Yep, kitty cannon.
Flash games. That was a weird time. Like, what the fuck?
It was a great time. Happy Wheels. I loved Happy Wheels back in the day.
I never played Happy Wheels actually.
You said you never played it?
No, I never did. I played a Sight Bike back when it was a Flash game. Of course, I played Thing. I mean, who the hell didn't play
Thing Arena 2, brother. Loved it.
I played all the Thing games. And then there was like an arcade space shooter I really enjoyed. And there were a couple of other games, but
did you ever play Ray?
No.
It was like a Flash story, choose your own adventure thing, but all the characters were like South Park art.
No, I never did. I never even heard of it until now, actually. And then, of course, we have RuneScape.
RuneScape, RuneScape's classic.
RuneScape.
Not very violent, though.
No,
except when you're like trying to pay for GF and pay for wife.
And like my parents wouldn't have had a problem with most of those games that I was playing on Flash, except maybe the kitty cannon. But like Thing, I mean, that's no worse than Quake 4, where you watch your character get his limbs chopped off.
Heck yeah. Imagine having like Outlast 2 back in the day.
No,
where you basically get like castrated in that game or something?
Is it Outlast 2? No, that's Outlast Whistleblower. Which was
I know
the
something
DLC for Outlast.
Yeah, I know something bad happened in Outlast 2 because Yahtzee was like this is basically just see how much torture you can handle simulator or something.
You might have gotten castrated in that one, but I'm pretty sure it was Whistleblower because there was a character that would try to marry you. But it was like really creepy and he needed you to be a woman. So
I don't think I ever finished Whistleblower. I finished the main game. That was like the first game we finished for WASD Gamecom, but that was back before we knew anything about streaming. So when we streamed the end of the game, we were streaming at like a 500 bit rate. So the video looked like 4 pixels. And we had no idea what was going on. I was like, what's the wall rider? Why did this turn from like a spooky asylum into a science facility? But
and then for some reason in high school, I had a weird like horror game kick.
Mhm.
Dead Space being my main fix. I actually recently watched like a developer documentary on that. It was more of an interview, but it was like him talking about like how they went about the horror and doing it. And apparently they had to make a whole bunch of new things that like had never been done before. It was cool. It was a cool one. But I got into like my friend Doug got me into the SCP shit back in high school.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was in an SCP kick.
Which fantastic universe. I love that universe. It's so
Absolutely.
interesting.
Well, essentially, there's a modern day version of it with that Control game. Apparently,
Control is really close. Yeah.
I have not played it yet. I want to. And then they're remaking Containment Breach in Unity. I think the original guy's done. I don't think he's updated the original Containment Breach in a long time.
No, but I mean, he finished it.
Oh, was
like,
that his? He was done with what he wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he like added some stuff after it was done, but like you can actually beat the game.
Oh well, he had endings for the game for a while. Actually, let's see. What was the last time that Containment Breach was updated? Containment Breach. But the one that always got me was SCP-087B. Like, for some reason, that one just always creeped me out, dude.
087B was bad. There was one where I can't remember, but you were in a labyrinth. There was like a giant lizard monster that would stalk the halls. And you had to like get
682?
I think so. Wait, no, isn't 68? No, 682 is like the giant world-ending lizard that hates people really badly.
Yeah. The last real edit for Containment Breach, original Containment Breach, was in 2018.
Oh, wow.
What about Containment Breach Unity? What if it's the same guy? I don't think it's the same guy. What? SCP Unity has been canceled.
What?
No. Due to health issues and other reasons, SCP Unity development has been canceled. The site will remain up for the foreseeable future as an archive. And thanks to all who have supported it over the years. That's a bummer.
That is a bummer. It was looking amazing. Yeah, I hope they get better.
Yeah. The last version of that was middle of last year.
I think that was the last time Markiplier played it too. SCP-432 is the one I was thinking of.
Oh, Old Man. Isn't that who that is?
No.
432?
43. This is a game that you can play, SCP-432.
Oh, I've never seen this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like Slender Man, but in a labyrinth instead of an open forest.
Okay.
It's like the first item you get, the creature will start. Yeah, the creature will start coming after. But it was horrifying. And like you could see the red eyes in the dark.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yep, I remember this now.
Yeah, like I said, my parents are pretty cool. My mom had an issue with me and metal for a second, but like...
Same. My mom still has issues with me and metal.
Well, when my mom saw me coming at it more as a... Like, of course, at first it was because angsty, but when she like realized, and I was showing her like, no, this is like musicality and things are really cool, and I just like kept an open book with my parents. It was like, no, listen to this. This is really cool. Get over the growly bits. There's awesome shit happening.
My mom's like, I get headaches from the distortion. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, my parents aren't like that. My mom doesn't like it. My dad, aside from the growling, is like, wow, this stuff's pretty damn cool.
My dad's arguably even worse. My mom at least came to Fleshbore shows. I couldn't pay my dad to go to one of my shows.
Yeah. No, I've had, my parents are cool, like very supportive and all that.
How does it feel?
It's pretty great, honestly. I mean, when I changed my major to philosophy, they're like, dude, as long as you get a job and you're happy, that's all we care about. I was like, cool. Man. Dad's always been there. Mom's always been there. Yeah, no, my parents are cool. I got lucky. So, woo, gotcha. Parent appreciation.
Well, we've been going for
Yeah,
over an hour, and I
music.
still haven't even touched my news.
Yeah. Just
Speaking,
a little bit.
go ahead.
Hold on. I'm almost done. To make you happy, I picked up. Oh, what is this? What is this album with the giant Reaper skeleton on it?
You picked up Death Atlas?
CD. I picked up Death Atlas. I picked up the other one that you made me listen to, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, Anthropocene or Nadir?
Anthropocene.
Gotcha. Because you said you might buy Nadir too.
Yeah. I also picked up the new Soen record, which I haven't made you listen to Soen yet.
Yeah, yet. Is that a hint?
Yet. I mean, it's a definite possibility down the road. I've thought about it.
Right. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I don't remember where, because we started talking about Dark Tranquility. That's
one I need to make you listen to.
It was on the Chilluminati Discord. We got into like a big metal discussion with somebody, and I recommended him Abigail Williams. And he found an because he was like, I'm not really into black metal and stuff like that. I was like, well, you might like this. It's a little bit different. So he said, like, I understand why people would like this particular song that he showed me. I forget what song. Now I have to look it up. I actually have to now because it's probably my favorite Abigail Williams song now. Because he was like, I started listening to X song. Like, okay, cool. It is.
You haven't listened to much Abigail Williams, have you?
I believe it was to Into the Ashes, I think.
Into the Ashes. Why do I not know that one?
It's off of In the Shadow of a Thousand Suns.
Okay, so I do know it. I just don't know what song that is.
I think that's the one it was. Hold on. Yeah, that's the one. Because I was like, ooh, tasteful piano.
This one. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, that entire album. That entire album is just.
I actually heard a lot of metalcore stuff in that too, like that song.
Yeah, so Ken Sorceron apparently is like really into deathcore. So occasionally it'll come out. It's funny because like occasionally it'll come out in their music, but it's like very subtle and usually rare. And I just think it's funny. It's like, yeah, I'm really into. I really, really like deathcore, so that's why I play black metal.
Quick game news. This is the only thing, and I remembered. We've been talking so much already that I don't remember how this came up. But do you have any knowledge of there was this game that was announced and then it was canceled due to the backlash of it?
6
days in Fallujah.
Fallujah, yeah.
Well, they just announced that it is back in development.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I just thought that was a kind of an interesting thing because I saw it pop up. I'm like, I remember this title, and then I
actually thought it came out originally and it got backlashed a bunch.
I believe it was almost done or something like that, and then they canceled it.
I mean, in some ways, I get it, especially coming from like the parents and family of people that like died in that operation. But at the same time,
the only difference between that and a game that takes place in World War II is that it's more recent.
Yeah, or Vietnam or Korea. I mean, there's been games that have taken. There's like Desert Storm games. And of course, there's like a ton of movies that have taken place in recent war/police action. I mean, you got Black Hawk Down and all that. Like,
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
My parents' old landlord actually was part of that operation.
There's also the band called Fallujah.
Yeah, there is the band called Fallujah.
I don't know if it's related, but there is the band.
I actually never made that connection because I do have a Fallujah album. I don't know why that never
occurred.
Wow, why that never like hit that they are named after a place. But yeah, I just like, I get it. You don't want people to get like some kind of fun entertainment out of it, but it's a way to tell a story. But I also don't know much about the game. Like, is it over glorifying the Patriot part?
I have no idea. I haven't done any more research besides the headline.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any plans on playing it.
I'm not an army shooter guy, just kind of in general.
I mean, I like first person shooters. I would even play some like Flashpoint or Arma where it's like almost a simulator. I don't know. For the most part, I don't want like a realist. I don't know. Like, I don't want a realistic shooter almost. Like graphic wise, I don't mind, but like mechanic wise, it's fun. It's a fun idea to think about where, you know, it takes me 5 minutes to reload a heavy machine gun and I can't fire it from the shoulder.
It's well, I was gonna say if you want something that's like that, it's not that bad. But if you want like a realistic FPS, you could just play Escape from Tarkov.
There is Escape from Tarkov, but I mean, they don't let me just, you know, spam 360 Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle.
I mean, you can try. It won't work very well. You can try.
But I don't know. It doesn't hit me the same way that a good old Call of Duty game like the Modern Warfare series. I'm talking Modern Warfare 1 through 3, not the new Modern Warfare. Not saying that new one is bad. I just haven't played it. Or
I was actually semi-interested in the newest one because they added a prop hunt mode.
That's actually been in other ones.
It was a mod. It was a mod in the one right before it, like the second to last one that got released, and then they're like, "We'll just put it in."
It was also a mod in like Modern Warfare, the original one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Dude, just there's a feel good thing about prop hunt. I just think prop hunt is a really nice mode.
But yeah, no, for me, I don't know. If I'm playing a shooter, I either want it to have a really good multiplayer or a really good storyline. Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 both had really good, not fun, but good storylines. But also the multiplayer was fun. And then you have games like Dead Space where the story is really good and has good elements, or Spec Ops The Line where it's just horrifying and why did I play it? And it's so good. So, yeah, I don't know. Fallujah just doesn't tickle me the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super interested in playing it as a game. So, all right, I'm gonna go through news just rather quickly. Rest in peace to Rupert Neve. He you know, in terms of audio mixing equipment, he was one of the. I mean, he created the Neve line of preamps and mixers and analog recording gear. So, rest in peace to him. Did you see that? The singer and bassist of Iced Earth has quit. Oh, and the guitarist. Yes. The basically the whole band.
Basically the whole band except for like one or two members, including the one in prison.
Yeah, so rip Iced Earth. Here's kind of a feel-good thing because he was diagnosed with vocal throat cancer. Dave Mustaine is officially back recording vocals for a new Megadeth record. I just thought that was kind of feel-good. I mean, I'm not particularly excited for a new Megadeth record, but he is currently cancer-free. And I think he may have come down with COVID at one point, but he's apparently doing decent.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, so he's feeling better. So good on Dave Mustaine. I hope he stays healthy. This is something that you sent me. Corey Taylor wants to write a musical about himself in his 20s.
Somebody stop him.
Corey Taylor.
He wrote a song that he must be stopped.
Corey Taylor.
It was a cry for help. It was a cry for help.
So here's the thing, and I told Mitch this in our Facebook Messenger. I was like, I would be interested if it was like a metal musical, because if it was like heavy metal, or like the closest thing I can think of is like Repo, the goth opera, for musicals type stuff. But it's like piano ballads. I'm like, pass. I'm good. I do not want to hear Corey Taylor sing about his 20s doing nothing but piano ballads. If you guys are interested, let us know, but I'm good. I don't need that. Corey Taylor.
I've had enough Corey Taylor from this podcast.
But it's kind of interesting. We haven't had Corey Taylor news in quite some time.
Good.
Anyway, Corey Taylor must be stopped. This one was interesting. There was a video for it, but the headline's a little bit misleading. Metallica's Rob Trujillo and Primus's Les Claypool have bass battle in a Western video. It wasn't really a bass battle. It was a advertisement for something, but it was an advertisement for EMG pickups. And at the very end of the video, he and Les Claypool and Rob do like not like dueling bass, but they're playing bass together. It's actually a really fun time. If you go and find the video, just skip towards the end. I really like both of those guys. I think they're fantastic bass players, each in their own right. Some people are saying that Les would win in a landslide, but I think they kind of forget that Rob was in Suicidal Tendencies, and he was also in a band called Infectious Grooves. He has bass chops. Like, he may not get to stretch his legs very much in Metallica, but dude's a monster on bass.
Honestly,
I still think,
out of all the members of Metallica, I think he's the most talented one.
It's like him and James.
James is pretty talented. I haven't really listened to James outside of Metallica.
There is no James outside of Metallica.
Yeah, okay.
I would love to hear I would love to see what James would do in a solo thing. But he said if it did, it would be I think it would be much more like Load and Reload.
Gross.
Particularly like Mama Said. Or that might have just been a Facebook comment. I don't remember. But anyway, that was kind of cool if you want to see Les Claypool and Rob jam for a little bit. Very fun video. This one was just kind of interesting. There's a live stream thing on St. Patrick's Day. It's a free Dropkick Murphys set. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm not big into Dropkick Murphys, but for a live stream on St. Patrick's Day, it's kind of their shtick. So if you're a fan of them, keep that on your calendar. They have announced the 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. They are thusly. These are the nominees for induction. Mary J. Blige, I don't know who she is. Kate Bush, I know of her. Devo, I actually know them. Foo Fighters, okay. The Go-Go's, don't know of them. Iron Maiden, obviously. Right. I'm surprised they're not in there anyway. Jay-Z,
no.
He's important. I figure the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should be rock and roll performers, but I know that it's not just strictly to them. Like I can accept Jay-Z, but it's kind of on the line. I don't know who I know of Chaka Khan, but I don't know who that person or band is. Carole King, don't know her. Fela Kuti, don't know. LL Cool J, no. Like, why is LL Cool J on this list? What was the last thing LL Cool J did? Didn't he have a TV show? No, that was Lil Romeo. Oh, God. You remember Lil Romeo?
No, I don't.
I do. Hold on. It was a Nickelodeon show. Lil Romeo, American rapper show. It was just called Romeo. The American sitcom that aired on Nickelodeon from 2000. That's 53 episodes? 2003 to 2006? And it's a whopping 4.1 on IMDb. I remember loving that show. And I should probably not. New York Dolls. I know of them. Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. I'm surprised they're not on there. Todd Rundgren.
Oh, I do remember Romeo. I don't remember anything about this show, though.
I know of it, and I remember the name Lil Romeo.
I recognize the dad the most. Wow.
Now I have to go to the IMDb to see the dad.
Well, I recognize him like from the show itself.
Oh, I think I've listened to Lil Romeo's music before because of that show.
I think I have too because of the show.
It's very similar to like Aaron Carter. If you remember Aaron Carter. I don't like remembering Aaron Carter, but I do
remember Aaron Carter. I'm going to watch the Romeo intro.
Oh God. Let me know.
I do remember this. This is opening gateways in my brain that I didn't need open.
Oh God. Yeah. Yep. I remember this.
Wow. That activated some neurons that have been dead for a while.
Yeah, that woke up my brain. As a kid, I legit thought Lil Romeo and Didn't Bow Wow have a show too? Bow Wow show? Bow Wow rapper growing up? No, I thought that Lil Bow Wow also had a show. No, thank God. What was Lil Bow? Oh, Lil Bow Wow was like Mike.
I'm sorry. I saw another video and I didn't realize what it was, and I'm glad
What was
I
it?
saw it.
What was it?
You know how Bill Burr like talked about Meshuggah and like gushed over him, right?
Yeah.
There's a 30-second video called Bill Burr Bleed, and I really thought it was going to be him talking about it, and that is not what it is, and it's great.
All right. Okay. So now that we've relived Lil Romeo, which I'm gonna have to go binge the whole show now. Todd Rundgren, he sings bang on the drums. The I don't wanna work, I wanna bang on the drums all day. I'll accept him on there for that one song. Tina Turner, sure. And then I don't know who Dionne Warwick is.
I'm not laughing at the Tina Turner.
I'm not laughing, I swear. Yeah, so those are the inductees. Foo Fighters, Rage Against the Machine, and Iron Maiden. Yeah, those are.
I mean, if I'm being biased, yeah, but there are other people on there that I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Like Tina Turner, I could see that. I mean, Tina Turner was very important for the area that she's in.
So I listened to this song that I'm about to mention. I didn't like it. Trivium's Matt Heafy turns Wellerman sea shanty into a metal song. It doesn't work as a metal song, or at least the way he did it, it doesn't work as a metal song.
I didn't think it was terrible, but I would rather just hear it as a sea shanty and nothing else.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the Long Johns. You know.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really upset because the Long John's version isn't the popular version. And I'm like, damn it, that should be the popular version.
It definitely should be. What's the popular version?
Some group of like Irish people singing it. I'm like, eh.
Okay.
They over dramatize it, and I'm like, ugh.
And then based off of a article list that like pops up under the Wellerman cover, I found out that there were not one but two different groups that dropped covers of The Devil Went Down to Georgia last year. One of which is Korn.
I remember that.
And the other was Nickelback.
I think I listened to both. And
the Nickelback version was better.
I remember not liking either of them, but that could be just the fact that as a violinist, Devil Went Down to Georgia is my curse.
Right. So to describe both of them, Korn's is a lot closer to the original song. The Nickelback version changes some lyrics to be about guitar instead of fiddle, but also I believe the rapper Yaldabaoth, I believe he's a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was on the Korn version. And
that's right.
His voice, I was very confused because like, why does Jonathan Davis sound like that? Until I looked at the things. He sounds very Lil Wayne-y, and I just wasn't a fan of that. Otherwise, it's okay. But I actually liked the Nickelback version. It was they kind of just turned it into a shred song. I'm like, it's not bad. It's not better than
you probably like Yaldabaoth more because where I know him from is Tech 9 on the song Worldwide Choppas.
Gotcha. I might know him from something else, but that's what I recognized his voice from. It was very Lil Wayne-esque. They were fine. I preferred the Nickelback version, but it's not better than the version from Guitar Hero 3. So, but that's all I got in terms of news.
I just want to bring up one thing. I found a kick-ass cover by I want to say Japanese band. Those are Japanese characters as far as I know. I could probably look it up. The band's called Unlucky Morpheus. Mm-hmm. And they did a cover of Dream Theater's The Dance of Eternity. Uh-huh. And Ethan, I know you don't really know much about Dream Theater. You don't like Dream Theater. Dance of Eternity is an incredibly hard song.
Right.
Because of the amount of time signatures that are in it. It is a 6-minute song. There are 108 different time signatures used.
Gross.
And they did a full band cover, but instead of having a keyboardist, they have a violinist. She's really good. It sounds really, really good. And everyone should go look it up because this is a great cover. And you might like it because it doesn't have James LeBray in it, which is the lead singer. It is
do
just
not
an
like
instrumental. They have a cover album, and it's got songs like "The Dance of Eternity." It's got I saw one. Oh, Scarified from Racer X, and For the Love of God by Steve Vai, and Technical Difficulties by Racer X. So it's a bunch of shred songs, and
Nice.
that's awesome. I actually might check out that album because I love For the Love of God and Technical Difficulties and Scarified.
Gotcha.
I don't recognize some of the other ones.
Well, one more thing that popped up. There's a class in for a college course in Knoxville, Tennessee, that is going to use Red Dead 1 and 2 as a portion of their history course called Red Dead Across America.
I mean, that's like using Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Also, they're great games. So,
yeah, for sure. I heard a story of like a kid got a school group got lost in Italy, and one kid was like, "Hey, follow me. I know how to get back." And they're like, "How did you know this?" It's like Assassin's Creed.
Ass cred too.
All right, so let's get into the potatoes and meat of it today.
You had to you had to reverse the order and make it awkward.
Yeah. You decided to continue the Black Tongue by giving me the complete opposite, which is Infinite Annihilator. And the album, by the way, was the Battle of Yaldabaoth.
I believe it's pronounced Yaldabaoth.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And my God, when you said it was a complete 180,
yeah.
Them drums go brr.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the same people except for the vocalist.
Them drums go brr. I remember listening to it the first time. I was like, there ain't no fucking way.
It's all programmed. There are no live drums in this record.
I was just like, holy God. Like, can we calm down here? And yeah, it is very techie for a non-Canadian band. They're not Canadian, right?
They are English and Floridian.
Yeah.
Because I think Dickie Allen's from Florida, but the other two are from England.
So yeah, no Canadian technical death metal. So I mean, I wonder if it applies like Champagne, where you can't really call it Champagne unless it's from Champagne,
I don't think
France.
so. I don't think that's the case.
So it's not tech death unless it's from Canada. Otherwise, you just got sparkling death metal.
I don't know if that's true.
How did I feel about the Annihilation of Infants? I didn't expect to like it because the name would suggest that this would not be in my forte of bands that I like. But the same goes with Septic Flesh, and everyone knows that I cream my pants over Septic Flesh. Do I cream my pants over Annihilator? No, but do I like them? Yes, I do.
I figure you would
scratch that techie need that I have. It is really on the borderline fence of that type of technical death metal I don't like, which is the one where it just is so incredibly technical that it actually becomes messy and like gross, and you're not able to understand what the hell is even going on.
Right.
But the only part that really gets that way is the drums. And
agreed.
I can get over that. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics like you told me not to. I can tell just by some of the song titles that I would be like, probably not. Such wonderful song titles as Child Chewer, Three Bastards, Feast of Gore. Okay, well that one's fine.
I don't even think Child Chewer is that bad.
It's too on the nose for me. I don't know, like I don't listen to a lot of bands that have, this is probably going to be the least metal thing I've ever said, but like really gross names.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah,
I mean, I can go through my library and like none of the bands have like
You don't have
super
much
gross
Cannibal
names.
Corpse in your library.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, I got like Septic Flesh and The Faceless.
You don't have much Slam in there.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's never been a thing where I'm like, ooh, I really want to listen to songs such as A Rape of Sirens.
That's probably the one that's most on the nose for me, just because, I mean, the lyrics in and of itself, I guess Of Sacrament and Sincest is in there too.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Hey, and then Pedophilic Legacy.
Yeah, I think all of their albums end with a like 30-second thing. Like their first record ends in Pedophilic Supremacy, and then the second one was that one bucks the trend. But I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Neonatal impleon necrophiliation.
Neat.
I think I had a stroke. Anyway, continue.
That being said, love the instrumentation for the most part on this. The drums are a little ear rapey at points, but that's the point. Guitar work is great. I have no complaints about the guitar or the bass. Vocals, I like the vocals for the most part. He does things that I don't like, which I've mentioned before. And other bands, the deep guttural
right
noise effect that like is unintelligible. And there are points where he's not even saying words and literally just making a noise. And I don't know why, but that just makes me go, ugh, that's gross, and not in the good way.
But do you hear the Travis Ryan in there?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And most of these songs I really like. There was like, I think like Necropocalypse and Pedophilic Legacy. Not a fan. There was some like really cool stuff in them, but like there was like a really jokey part.
Oh, that would be the Battle of Yaldabaoth, where like the breakdown is super. It's a lot clean. They dial back the distortion. I actually really like that part. I think it's very funny.
I mean, it's hilarious, but it definitely throws off the mood. I just listened to the very end of it, so that's why I went silent for a second. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied. It's fun. Like I said, everything's pretty solid. The drums are ear rapey, but they're supposed to be technical work. Well, it's a tech death album. They better be technical. It was just such a 180 that I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't expecting to enjoy the 180, but I did.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said with Nadir, I expected you to more fall in the line of not liking it and then liking this. So it's cool that you liked both. I assume you probably liked Nadir more.
I would say they're about even because they like both tickle like the things that I like, just on different spectrums.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I mean, like, am I going to choose what's the closest thing Nadir is? Am I going to choose Nadir over a Swallow the Sun record? Nah. Am I going to choose the Battle of Yaldabaoth over a Beyond Creation record? Probably not. But
well, it's also because this is technical death core. It's not like tech death.
I honestly really can't tell the difference aside from the breakdowns. That's
pretty much it. But also, it's weird because death metal has breakdowns sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, how many breakdowns is it before it turns into core? It's a question. It's kind of like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
See, that's the thing about like deathcore and metalcore that I don't fully get. Like, I know that the bass work, by bass work, I don't mean the instrument. I mean like the fundamentals is it's like taking elements of death metal and mixing it with, or heavy metal in terms of metalcore, and mixing it with like hardcore punk. But I don't fully understand how you get those two things together, and then you get Trivium. And Trivium's a
I
bad
don't
example
either.
because I do get Trivium because I do hear the heavy metal influence and some of the punk rock, but I don't know. In terms of deathcore, from what you have shown me of deathcore,
of like your run of the mill kind.
Yeah, well, I was kind of wrong because like I think of deathcore as more like Attila, and
well, they are deathcore.
They are, but I think of the bad deathcore.
Yeah, you're thinking.
I wrestled a bear once, and
I wrestled a bear once is not considered deathcore. They're considered like mathcore, at least their earlier stuff.
I hate that fucking genre title.
Hold on, now I gotta, because like
I think you're right. I know you're right.
No, they're I guess they're just labeled as metalcore, which I can see more than deathcore. But they're I remember once that one of their songs, I believe it was Gift of Death, popped up on Spotify, and I shared it to Facebook one day, and I was like, when did this band stop being like complete garbage? And I think you commented on that like with a frustrated face or something like that emoji. I was like, it's not that bad. Like, listen to this compared to, that ain't them dogs' real voices and it's actual music. So
it's like Kevin Bacon.
Tastes like Kevin Bacon. But then I think that vocalist in Gift of Death is now in the band Spirit Box, and she's really, really good. So I'm not sure what happened with I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Well, it's like we did Design the Skyline.
Yeah, right. They started out terribly, and now they're just tolerable.
Tolerable is a kind word. They are better than what they were.
Fair enough.
But I'm starting to see that I was mildly wrong about deathcore. Do I like deathcore? Not to the same extent that like I like progressive death metal and yada 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 and yada yada. But I can have some appreciation. Like I do enjoy Alex Terrible and some of the songs that they have. I like this technical deathcore that I have been shown, and the atmospheric deathcore that you showed me last time. And there's like 2 progressive deathcore bands that maybe one day you'll eventually get that I do enjoy.
Slice the Cake and somebody else.
Slice the Cake and the Egyptian themed one. What is it called? I can't remember, but I really like the album. And for me, like the biggest thing with deathcore that I don't like, Chokrin is the
Chokrin. Right, you've told me about them before.
Yeah, I've been like, hey, these are the only 2 deathcore bands that I like. Listen.
Whitechapel.
That was before I liked Whitechapel.
Fair enough. I did just look up progressive deathcore. Not super common. I also hate this new one that I found.
Which is?
Ambigent.
Ambigent. I don't like the sound of that. Oh, Born of Osiris. Yeah, the contortion. I don't know if I consider the contortionist.
I don't even like. I don't like Born of Osiris that much.
There is some things from. It's either Veil of Maya or Born of Osiris, or both of them possibly, that I do enjoy. Absolutely hate Rings of Saturn.
Rings is a tough subject for me because there's a couple of songs that I do like, but I don't respect Lucas Mann, like the guitar player that refuses to play live. Now, apparently, there's a reason for the fact that he doesn't play live, but I don't know. Like a couple of songs, you might like the song Inadequate. You might like Senseless Massacre. It's just their first record was like too much. And then I just never really I never really understood the hype for them. I think they're okay at best.
Now I'm starting to wonder if this thing knows what progressive means. Because it's got the Faceless, which I've never once considered the Faceless deathcore.
I could see like their earlier stuff being like technical deathcore. Because it's kind of similar to what's that band? Shadow of Intent.
I suppose, but like to me that's just tech death and not technical deathcore. But
Symphonic / melodic deathcore.
But then they have All Shall Perish on here.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Grin.
Ugh.
I fucking
Chelsea
hate
Grin's gross. They were bad even with Jason Richardson, and he's a fantastic guitar player.
I'm trying to see if there are other bands that I know on here that I absolutely hate. Now we're starting to get into like, oh, I do know Winds of Plague. I haven't really listened to them. Fallujah, I just don't consider Fallujah deathcore. Like, either this website doesn't know what deathcore is, which
what site?
This is Last FM.
Oh, gotcha. What's your opinion on Inferi?
I don't know him. Like, I know the name. I don't know if I've ever even listened to a song. I'm really surprised Chokrin has not popped up on this yet. Overall, I enjoyed the record. I would recommend it to people. I was actually going to recommend it to Doug and them and just be like, hey, look, this isn't too bad. I thought I would hate Infinite Annihilator, but I guess I was wrong.
Now to see if like your opinion changes when you read the lyrics.
Or I could
I could not do that.
I surprisingly didn't have too hard of a time understanding. There were certain like points where I was like, no.
Oh, I couldn't understand a dang word in this record.
there were certain points where I'm like, yeah, like the higher stuff I can understand pretty well.
Right.
But when he gets like deep guttural, no. And when I say I can understand, I mean like
you can tell that there are words being said.
I can tell some of the words. That's about it. Okay, I'm going to stop looking through this because I haven't seen a band that I recognize.
Did you watch the music video?
No, I did not. I stuck to
you
just
took
the
my
full
advice.
album listen.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If you had to pick between Black Tongue and Infant, who would you? Or is it just like not possible since they're so different?
Yeah, I mean that's going to be like a total mood thing. Like, do I want to go super fast or do I want to chill and go slow and heavy?
Would you listen to any of Infant's other albums?
Yeah, I think so. If they stay on the same track as this, yeah, for sure. If they get like more gross sounding, then
this one was the one that finally let them be on Metallum, so it's their quote most metal. But the record before this, which the name I can barely pronounce, is similar. It still has Dickie Allen as the vocalist, but their first album doesn't. It's a guy named Dan Watson, and I have not listened to anything off of that record since like I first discovered them, which I didn't like. Then again, I was very, very young in my metal space, so maybe if I go listen to Decapitation Fornication, I will like it. But I don't know. So
yeah,
what would you rate the Battle of Yaldabaoth?
Not knowing the lyrics, and so we're talking purely on a instrumentation, the vocals also as an instrument. I'd give it like a solid 7.
I feel like that's fair.
It's good. Like, I do know for a fact that if I read the lyrics, it's going to take it down a notch, and that's unfortunate. But there are a lot of bands like that. Like, I really like Flesh God Apocalypse, and I think some of the lyrics on. I think the lyrics for Labyrinth are really good, because they're telling the story of the labyrinth, the Greek mythos. But like King, some of the lyrics on King are just really shitty. Like, I really like Flesh God Apocalypse, but I don't think I think they're more about the instrumentation than the lyrics itself. I'm not saying all their songs are bad.
Fair enough.
I do like some stuff, but
where's my soul?
Yeah,
I like that song though. A good one.
Well, I mean, I really like that song too, but then there's like one song on there which I got in an argument with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Oh, I like it because it's gross like that." I'm like, okay.
Oh, is it Syphilis?
But, no, it's Mitra. Which Mitra, like, to give you an idea.
See, as somebody who's not the best at writing lyrics, like I get the I have to worry more about performance and writing ability in terms of spacing and stuff like that. I'm not the best lyricist in the world, but I can manage.
Like literally, this song is about like forcing somebody to have your kid. Which goes in line with the album because the album is about a king. So I wasn't going like that, but the like final 4 lyrics are Mitra, icon of our god, Mitra, a god of scum, Mitra, icon of our god, Mitra, the lord of cum. And that's some Cannibal Corpse-ass lyrics, and that's one of the reasons I don't like Cannibal Corpse. Like,
I mean, that's like that's like Chris Barnes era Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, and again, like, I get it, and it's so weird because we're metalheads, and like that's like part of the aesthetic is being like gross and over the top, and
I mean, not really. I mean, it depends on
I guess that's the
kind
stereotype, but like for me, that's not why I like metal. I do like the heaviness and I do like the brutality, but I'm more in for the musicality and the dynamicism and everything, which is why I like bands like Opeth and Septic Flesh, where like they go back and forth between these huge dynamics and are really good at what they do and blah blah blah.
I also showed that guy from the Chilluminati Discord Opeth, and he really liked them too.
I mean, as you should.
Yes. Well, he's like the opposite end from us. He's big into like stoner metal and doom.
I'm not big in the stoner. I never could.
Yeah. I'm glad that you liked. I'm glad you liked Infant Annihilator.
Yeah,
probably something you never expected to do, but
no, it's one of those bands that I was like, I'm never going to give this a shot. Surprisingly, guess what? Flesh God and Septic Flesh were 2 bands that I probably was never going to give a shot to originally. Really? Yeah, because I can't remember what made me listen to Septic Flesh, but Flesh God Apocalypse, I found them in high school. It was my senior year, and for me, I just thought the name was really dumb, and I was like, this is a stupid ass name. I don't feel like listening to it, but they kept popping up over and over and over again in my YouTube feed, and I was like, you know what? I don't know them. Maybe their music's good. And I clicked it, and the song was The Violation from their second album, which is really good. I don't think it's as good as anything from Labyrinth or anything, but it definitely, that album right there put them on the spot. Agony. And
King is still the only record I've listened to by them.
Remembering a thing, so Ethan is forced to listen to one of these albums.
I mean, I've listened to part of Labyrinth as well. I don't remember how much. I just remember that I hated how long the intro is.
The intro is a bit long
winded.
In the tooth, but it's funny because there's a lot of wind sound effects
and breathing.
That's
what I was more referring to. But yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no, Infinite Annihilator, good. Would recommend, especially if you like the techie stuff. Did not have the stereotypical tech bass sound though, which was disappointing. But a lot of modern bands are moving away from that, from what I can tell. Like, I don't hear that because Beyond Creation uses that like really stereotypical bass sound for tech death.
I guess I'm having issues. I guess I'm having issues hearing in my head. Like distorted, clean.
I don't know how to describe it, honestly.
So what? So I can tell you technically what a lot of them do. What they do is they'll record a DI of the bass. They'll copy it. So there's 2 in the DAW. They'll split it off via EQ. So one is just like the low end information of the bass, and the other is just the high end. So like your mid frequencies and your treble. And then they'll distort the middle and high end, and they'll just compress the crap out of the low end. So you have a really clean low end to your bass while also being able to glue the guitars together. And that's why most of Meshuggah's tone, for example, is the bass guitar. It's that distorted. Like most of the
I mean, to be fair,
tone
it does
you hear.
help that they also play eight string guitars.
Well, and the bass player tunes a half step up instead of an octave to meet the guitars instead of playing an octave down.
If you check out the song I just sent you on Discord for like 10 seconds, you'll immediately hear what I'm talking about.
Okay, doing no? Okay, gotcha. I kind of see what you mean. It's very clean and upfront. That's not honestly a common sound, at least nowadays.
Yeah, but I swear to God, like a lot of tech death bands that I can think of use that, but maybe I'm just thinking of a very small niche area.
It's possible, but I could also be wrong. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, I wish I had more to say about this album, like a track by track. I'm going to be honest. Today was actually the first day I listened to it. Now I did listen to it like 2 or 3 times today.
So that's why you didn't want to record yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to record yesterday.
You jerk, dude.
Hey, at least I'm being honest and outing myself.
I have never waited till the day of. I've done the day before.
Well, here's the difference between me and you. You have access to Spotify and using your data. I don't have that access. I have to have a Wi-Fi spot.
I mean, that's kind of fair.
And I have to use YouTube because I refuse to get a Spotify.
I mean,
so it's
what
either
kind of phone do you
buy
have?
the album, a Galaxy S8, but the thing is I don't pay for the data plan and I do have a limited data.
Gotcha. I was going to say, like, you don't have to use Spotify. You could use, like, YouTube Music or something.
Right, but that's, again, the issue is more that I don't pay for my data and it's limited. And
fair enough.
It's a shared data pool. So YouTube, because I've thought about it and then I'm like, no, I can't do that because YouTube will eat the shit out of it.
Well, I'm glad that you liked Infinite Annihilator. So for this episode, Mitchell kind of went back towards a mellow death type blackened symphonic train. This is a band out of Finland called Soulfallen. They were originally known as Blacksmith from 1996 to 2003. And then they changed.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Metallum, brother. This is their album called called Grave New World. It spans about 9 songs for 46-ish minutes. First of all, I want to apologize if I sound weird. My throat is really starting to give out. I've been coughing all day. Don't have COVID. I think it's just weather really messing with my system. 2, review might be a little brief. It's really, really easy for me to review this one. I liked it a lot. This record, the very first time I listened to it, I actually had a little bit of a trouble. The first song, A Hearse with No Name, didn't really grasp me all that much my very first time through. It was after I got through that song and got into songs like Devour and To the Wolves at My Door, where the rest of the music kind of clicked, that I can go back and be like, oh yeah, that riff in The Hearse with No Name, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, is like really, really catchy, and I can hook onto that. I found that this band was really, really good in the way of kind of just having it in the background. I've listened to this maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the past couple of weeks, and it was never really something I felt the need to really, because I listened to it at work and I listened to it while I was shipping groceries. It's a fantastic song to just album just kind of have in the background. I love the moments here and there. One of my favorite moments in the record is the song Embrace the Scythe, where you have a little bit more of the symphonic elements. There's a part in the background at the beginning that goes da 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 in the back beneath the electric guitar and all of that. That really gripped me. I thought that song's very fun. The album gets better and better as it goes, with Serenity's Throne having some very moving lyrics. I really like.
I fucking love that song.
It's a great song. I love the line. If this is the song that I'm remembering, I never saw the mountains moving. For me, the world was always still. I really liked that. And then I think We Are the Sand is probably my favorite song on the record, mainly because of the clean singing in it. I think it's the only song with clean singing.
It is.
It is. And I I absolutely love it. I think the delivery is great. I love the melodies the singer's using. I love his voice. I love the delivery throughout the entire thing. Like I think the album is a bit backloaded in terms of where the better songs as it goes. The front is decent, but it gets better as it goes along. It's just kind of a really easy album for me to listen to, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. It's very late.
And you're not feeling well.
And I'm not feeling well, and I apologize about that. So I'm trying to work here. Something that I thought while listening through this record for a little bit, I kind of, especially when I was still like trying to feel it, I kind of was calling this band like Diet Septic Flesh in some areas. I don't know if I feel like that now per se. In some of the songs, maybe. I think they were mainly in the middle, like The World is Bleeding Flies or Towers of Silence, I think. I'm having troubles remembering that exactly. I've kind of stopped taking notes from albums, if you haven't been able to tell.
Going the Mitch route.
I'm going the Mitch route. Yeah, I mean, this record was just very pleasurable to listen to. It's an easy listen. If you enjoy the sound of like mellow death and blackened death metal, you'll really like this album. Great performances. I like the vocals a lot, especially for the last song as well. I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10. I think it is a really, really good album, and I'm really glad that I liked it because I think you said this was another one of your favorites. And I really didn't want to like come back in and hate this too. Not that I hated Ulcerate, but it was not my shtick.
It was not your shtick, and that's fine. Like, I totally get it. And you don't like, really, really good music. It's fine. Like,
shut up. Go back to your ceiling porn. But yeah, it's good. I'm really confused on why their newest record isn't on Spotify. Or maybe it is, and I'm just dumb. Hold on. Soulfallen.
They have 3 records. A Promise of Hell.
Oh,
is the
it's on here.
One.
Why is it the last one listed? They probably put that one up first, and then the other 2 they didn't put the right date on. Because it says this one was released in 2013, along with World Exploration. So
yeah,
you screwed up, Soulfallen.
All 3 albums, fantastic. Like, if you like one of them, you'll like all of them.
I definitely want to check it out. Yeah, I probably will.
Because for some reason, I remember listening to The Promise of Hell, and like, I was like, this album's garbage. Oh no. And then I went and re-listened to it and was like, what the fuck was I talking about? This is amazing.
I love it when that happens. But
like I remember it being actually bad. It wasn't like, oh, I don't like this style, blah blah blah, because I like their other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I went and it was like, either I had thought the mix was bad or the writing was bad, or someone was like, this isn't a good Soulfallen record, and like, I avoided it and just listened to the other 2, and then I came back to it and I was like, no, what did I listen to that I hated? Because it's not this record.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, I think it was really, really good. I am interested in listening to some of the other ones. I apologize, my review was a lot briefer than usual, but it's just it's just good.
It's good.
I don't know what else I can add. I just like, it has good writing. It has good performances. I don't know what else I can do. I don't know why I decided to go with that voice, but
it works.
It's on there now. Yeah, Soulfallen's Grave New World, I give it like an 8 out of 10. If you're into that melodic death metal and maybe like a hint of blackened symphonic, I think you'll like it a lot. Highly recommend. I like it.
Very, very melancholic, dramatic, but man, some of those songs are like stupid heavy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like the intro to Serenity's Throne. Oh my fucking god! Just the tremolo picking. Ugh.
I think the last 3 songs are completely perfect. I don't think there's anything I can. I don't really have much negative to say about the album in general. I can't think of anything that really bugs me other than the first time listening to it. I was like, Hearse with No Name is kind of whatever, but I like it now.
Yeah. I do like, even though you can pick up like songs from it, I think listening to just the full album is the best way to go with them. Because it's a mood. It's like Swallow Some, where it's like you don't need to listen to every single song on the album, but every song sets the mood for the album.
Right.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. I figured you would, since you did like Septic Flesh. I was like, they don't sound like Septic Flesh, but they have that kind of moodiness, and
They don't not sound like Septic Flesh. All right, guys. We kind of went over like stuff we've been listening to and all that at the beginning of the episode. Like we kind of have been the past couple, so don't really have too much to talk about here.
Well,
I don't.
I actually have been listening to Sluggage's entire discography.
Oh, how's that going?
They have not written a bad album.
Interesting. Okay.
To me, like I'm listening to it and I'm like, this is just mildly proggy Black Dahlia murder, but slugs.
I don't know if I got Black Dahlia from them, but
oh, what? No, Sluggage.
At least, I mean, maybe their earlier stuff, but not with esoteric malacology.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. It's mellow death, and it's that style of mellow death that like At the Gates and Black Dahlia and Death Clock kind of do.
I'm always confused that when you put Death Clock in there,
they're mellow death.
They sure are.
Yeah, it's great. I've listened to 2 of their 4 albums. I mean, technically 3 of their 4 albums, but 2 of their 4 albums currently right now, which is Born of Slime and Gastronomicon. Gastronomicon, the first 2 songs, fucking killer. And then the song Invertahate. The song Invertahate, just fantastic. I haven't gotten past this album because I keep re-listening to that. I'm like, I gotta re-listen to that. I gotta hear that again. Holy shit. Holy crap. And you get such songs as All Shall Perish, I Hate Salt, Pod Hates Us All, Deus Ex Mollusca.
We've gotten to the point where we're repeating jokes from our very first episode.
Hey. I mean, this is their shtick.
It is their shtick. It's right up. It's right within their shells.
Here's one for you. I haven't listened to it yet. Flying Snails.
Gojira.
Oh, Unchained Melody. Oh, and how could I forget Dark Side of the Shroom?
Boo.
And Let Us Pray.
Boo.
The Sound of Mucus.
I don't know that one.
The Sound of Music.
Oh.
Or The Sound of Madness. But because it's mucus, I would go with music.
Fair enough.
They're a very punny duo.
They do be punny.
So that's pretty much all I've been listening to. Besides that Dream Theater cover. There's also a guy that I have gotten somewhat into on YouTube. He's called Key of Geebs. All his videos start with Old Composer Reacts to. I don't know what it is about watching people who are somewhat trained in music but don't really listen to metal, and watching them listening to these bands like Opeth and Gojira and Tool and Ginger and a whole bunch of other things. And then I guess it's almost like a thing that I have an issue with constantly is am I just fooling myself and this music's actually garbage and everyone else that listens to pop and rap is right? Just because, it's popular and a lot of people hate the kind of music that I listen to. So watching somebody who's like an old sound engineer or a jazz drummer go, wow, these guys are fucking amazing, it's it tickles that, oh, you were right, Mitch. Good job. Also to watch somebody have their first reaction to like a thing that I really like is always awesome. I never get tired of watching people react to Tatiana doing Pisces.
Right. Yeah.
It's hilarious. Every time they're like, oh, tiny girl sing really well. Oh my God. She make the man growls.
She does make the man growls.
She do make the man growls. They're supposed to be releasing a new album soonish.
Ooh.
They haven't like announced it, but they're like, we're working. A lot of bands that I really like are like, we're working on a thing, and that's good. Gojira, come on, please. Please.
On my end, I guess I do have that. I've completed like 2 audiobooks in the last week, and that's kind of fun.
Oh, nice.
I've been. Go ahead.
What did you read?
Have you ever heard of the book series called The Dresden Files?
Yeah, actually, but I think that's because you told me about them.
Yeah, so the main gist is the main character, Harry Dresden, it's a modern fantasy. He's a wizard.
Oh, I do remember talking about this because I was like, why does Dresden sound familiar? What the fuck is
city
this?
in Germany or something like that?
Yeah, it's a city in Germany that was completely bombarded during World War II and was like just leveled completely. But like thousands of civilians died because of it.
I wasn't laughing at that, by the way. Remember that thing I sent you earlier where Loudwire posted "Y'all need Slayer"?
Oh yeah.
One of my friends liked my random "No, I don't" comment. It's weird because I thought he was a Slayer guy.
I just love Bob's reply because I was like, Bob understands.
Yeah. But no, I think I'm on the 7th Dresden Files book now. Hold on. Dead Beat by Jim Butcher. Yeah, the 7th. I'm on the 7th book. They're really, really good. And honestly, this book series is one of the only times I would recommend going for the audiobooks instead of just reading them, because James Marsters is a fantastic narrator. Like, he elevates the experience, I think. And there's, I think currently there's 17 books in the series, and he's planning on doing 25. And the thing is,
Holy
I'm on
crap.
7. I'm on 7, and I'm like, oh man, he's only gonna do 25. But they're very, very good. They're quick reads, and if you like the whole modern fantasy thing, they're very funny. That's also why I recommend doing the audiobooks, because James Marsters' delivery is just really, really good. But yeah, they're good. Good books.
I don't know why I've never brought this up. I've been reading.
You can read?
All right, listen here, you fucking smart ass. So at my job, in which a lot of coworkers complain about for some reason, I have a good amount of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
And I utilize that downtime to either stare off in the abyss and hope music comes to me, which occasionally it does, and then I never write it down, or I read. And I picked up a book series that I got around, like, I think my mom started reading it to me when I was like 10, maybe 11. And then I was like, Mom, I'm an adult. I don't want you to read to me anymore.
I don't want to read.
No, I actually in high
We're
school
just
read a
stupid,
lot.
Mom.
Shut the fuck up, Ethan. No one likes you.
I know.
That's
why I don't have
friends. But yeah. I'm glad you finally fucking figured it out.
Fine, screw you too, buddy.
All right, well, that was Distorted Entertainment. We're never coming back by. I decided I wanted to reread them, and they're really, really good. And
what are they?
It is called The Edge Chronicles.
I think I know those.
They're a British novel series. They're mildly illustrated. The illustrations certainly help with like visualizing the world, but it's not to the point where it's like you need the illustrations. They just kind of add. It's like maybe a picture every like 2 to 3 pages, but just amazing, really good. It's fantasy, but not magic fantasy. It just takes place in like another world that's not ours, and like they're not elves, but there's no humans. The closest thing to humans have pointy ears, but they've never mentioned what the hell the race is called. And then there's like goblins and trogs and a whole bunch of other things. But it's about like sky pirates and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it, like, I can't do it justice to describe it. I recommend the book series to everyone. It's really good. There's, I want to say like maybe 14 books at this point. The first 9 follow 3 different characters, and how they originally released them is not always the way people recommend, the authors recommend reading it. I don't mind reading it the original way, but it's like the first 3 books are about one character. Then the 4th book is about a character that came before the first 3 books. Then the 5th, 6th, and 7th book is about a character that comes after the character from the first 3 books. And then they go back to the character from the 4th book again. In the next 2, and then I don't know anything about the rest because I stopped reading. They didn't release anymore after I finished that series originally. But like, I want like a Netflix animated series of this book series. I love how they're labeled as children's books, and then like they're extremely graphic in detail of like beheadings and like stripping the flesh off people and puncturing out like these evil bird creatures, like ripping open a chest and eating the still beating heart in front of the person that's while they're still alive. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, the Edge Chronicles, highly recommend the book series. I think it's really good. If it's anything like I taste in music, like you guys have nothing you guys
do you
have
have
nothing to be
a
worried about.
do you have a library card?
Not for Indianapolis, no.
I was going to say that if you have a library card, you could download the app Libby, and it would let you rent ebooks and audiobooks if that's something that you'd be interested in. It's very useful.
I mean, that's really cool, but I read mostly at work, Ethan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That place where I'm not allowed to have an electronic device.
They don't even let you have like an MP3 player with no screen, do they?
No. You work there. You should know that.
Yeah, I know some places are like, yeah, whatever, but never mind.
I mean, my pharmaceutical job was like MP3 player, no screen, and they provided that. That was cool. But that's what I've been reading. It's good. Go read it. Great book series.
Go read that. Go read the Dresden Files. I actually do recommend, even if you can't do the audiobooks, maybe check that out. I think the books are relatively easy to get. I don't know how much. They've been out since 2000, except the very first Dresden book is Jim Butcher's very first book. So, like, his writing gets better as it goes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so let's wrap this up. I'm about to pass out in my chair. Mitchell, I have a choice for you.
Oh, God.
It's been a while since we've had a choice between 2 albums for the next episode. We can either go chaotic or we can go weird.
Chaotic.
Cool. You know the band Murder Construct?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know their music.
It is a super group containing one Travis Ryan.
Oh, I do know this.
So, I think we've talked about them before briefly. So
that's why I probably know them.
They are death grind, but they're a bit more on the grindier side. Imagine if Cattle. Well, no, it's not like grindcore. It's if Cattle was a little bit more chaotic, but the production is still there. I'm going to give you their album results. You have a choice. They did just put out a remaster last year. I did listen to that. I've listened to both, and the remaster's good. I kind of recommend that one. You don't have to pay attention.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
cool.
That's fine. You don't have to listen to the last song because it wasn't on the original release, and it's literally like a 7-minute instrumental, and it's not very good. So everything before the song Murder Construct is fair game on the review. Optionally, they also have a 10-minute EP that they released beforehand. If you want to listen to that too, you can. That's literally the only 2 things they've released. So it's like 40 minutes total. If you want to do that. If not, you just want to listen to results, you can do that too. That is completely fine. But I'm going to give you Murder Construct's results.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I should probably say mine.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, because I don't know if these guys are on Spotify. go to Spotify
Spotify.
and type in the band Dissona, Dissona.
Yes, they are on here.
Do they have Paleopneumatic?
Yep. It's the first thing that pops up.
Okay. Good. That's the album you will be listening to.
Big doinks.
They're good. They're progressive. I saw them open up for Persephone, and I bought both of their albums. I prefer this album over their other one. It's good. I think for some people it might be
sure.
It's
one.
It's one of those things where I really enjoy it, but I could see where people wouldn't like it because there's a lot to digest in this. I'm interested to see what you think. The closest band I can think of is Haken.
Okay.
And you like Haken.
I do like Haken.
So you should maybe like Dissona. We'll see. I really enjoy the album, though. I think it's a good album. I think it's very interesting and very well written and extremely dynamic in more ways than one.
Sweet. And you like Cattle, so hopefully you like Murder Construct. I think it's 2 people from Cattle, and then a couple people from the band Exhumed.
I do know Exhumed, so there we go.
So yeah, like I said, it's a super group. That's all I got. I'm gonna go die.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Distorted Entertainment podcast. Remember to like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/distentpod. That's DISTENTPOD. All other like social media links and things like that will be in the description of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Ethan Carpenter, and I am joined by Mitchell Wade.
Yes, I am here.
Bye.
Goodbye. All right, everybody. We'll be wrapping up today with a song from some friends of mine. All the way from Montreal, we have Ash Breather, progressive sludge metalers, and this will be from their self-titled debut album. The song is Shake Hands with a Knife.